Hi everyone. A little aggressive, I apologize. Okay, you guys, if you don't know me, my name is Grace. I'm currently 19, kind of starting a YouTube channel because writing sucks, so in the future, I won't always be 19. That's how age works. Anyway, I'm 19 and I'm a college student at Sam Houston State University in Huntsville, Texas, and I'm a political science major. So that's kind of what direction I'm going in this channel. But you know, I might just do some random videos at any point because life gets interesting. Okay, so a little bit about me. I grew up in what used to be a small town known as Alvin, Texas. And then when I was younger, I moved to a smaller town called Santa Fe, Texas, not New Mexico. I can't tell you how many times I've had to explain that, but it's not New Mexico. I've never been to New Mexico. But yeah, I'm not from New Mexico. I'm from Santa Fe, Texas, and currently, you know, living at college. And I work for a congressman up there too. So I kind of wanted to do a video because a lot of people have been, you know, commenting on my political views, and anybody who follows me on social media, which I'll put my socials in the link below. I do post a lot of pretty conservative things. I am a Trump supporter on most things. You know, I support a lot of what he's done economically since he came into office. And you know, like, I don't really comment on, you know, what I think of him as a person, because a lot of the issues that have been brought up, like racism, stuff like that, like, I can't really comment on, because obviously, like, I'm not going to feel racist, like, I'm not going to feel something as racist as much as somebody of color would. So it's not really my place to say anything. I will say, you know, I can acknowledge that he does not come across the best. He's definitely not the best at communications. Anyway, so I do post a lot of kind of conservative things, mostly to do with Trump. I do follow organizations like the Heritage Foundation. I love them so much. Young America's Foundation. Ben Shapiro is my idol. But anyway, you know, I post a lot of memes on my social medias. And I think that's where it comes across that I'm like this super conservative person, because, you know, those are just the memes that come across my timeline. I think they're funny. I would probably post more memes that are like making fun of Trump or stuff, because I find those things funny. Like, I'm not someone who's gonna get offended and be like, oh, they made fun of Trump in this meme, like, that's offensive, because I don't care. You know, like, if those came across my timeline more, which the only reason they don't is because a lot of people unfollowed me once I came out. I came out with my political views. A lot of my liberal friends had unfollowed me, so they don't show up on my timeline as much. But if they came across my timeline, or if you sent one to me, I would probably post it, because I think memes are funny. My generation is a generation of memes, so getting offended at things like that, it's kind of dumb. But yeah, so a lot of people have kind of talked about how I'm super conservative, and I'm really not. I think when I first started getting into politics, that's kind of where I was I'm super conservative, just because the people I talked about politics with were pretty conservative. And I used to be a supporter of Turning Point USA. If you want to know why I'm not a supporter anymore, let me know. I can make a video about that too. It goes pretty into depth. But so that's kind of where I started. But I think talking with my parents a lot and just reading up on a lot of things, I realized I'm more libertarian. Like, what's the word? Fiscally, I am conservative. I love the free market. I love capitalism. I think it's the best way to run a country. Like, I'm not the richest person, but the money that I earn is my money. We don't get taxed like 70% just to pay for people who don't want to work, which is nothing against people who can't work. My mom's disabled, so I totally understand things like that. But I do have liberal views. I really do. For example, like, I am a supporter of gay marriage, and I get a lot of questions about that because I was raised Mormon. I'm still Mormon, because that's how it works. I have not gotten baptized anywhere else. Anyway, so with Mormons, I mean, it's really kind of depending on what state you're in, but some states, Mormons come off as very intolerant towards the gay community, and I think that's honestly just where they're from, or maybe how they're raised, or like, there are a lot of Mormons who are very supportive of the gay community. I personally, without religious standpoint on anything, I support gay marriage because I have a lot of gay friends, and I think that it is a right that you should be able to marry who you want to marry. And if you're a guy and you want to marry a guy, like, that's fine with me. You're not affecting my life. You're not saying I'm going to go marry a dude and all hell's going to break loose. Like, I don't want to say I don't care in the stance, I don't care who you marry. I care that you're happy and that you are healthy and you have a healthy relationship and a happy relationship, and that, you spend the rest of your days with whoever you love. And that's kind of my stance on things like that. So there's a lot of issues where I tend to go more liberal or moderate on, mainly social issues. But I just kind of wanted to clear that up because I know a lot of people, based on like the things that I post, think I'm like this super conservative, like, ooh, I hit my glasses. This super conservative, like, nut job. And I'm really not. I know I had somebody ask me, like, on a scale from, he asked me on a scale from super liberal, snowflake, Antifa, to super alt-right, death to all colored people, basically, where are you? And I was like, that's a wide scale. But I would say I'm in the middle and a little to the right. But yeah, that's me. My tongue looks purple. Is your tongue supposed to be purple? My dog is staring at me and it's making me nervous. Hold on. Hey, what you doing? So yeah, okay, I blanked. Okay, I remember what I was gonna say. I wasn't always a political science major. I went to a really, really poor high school. And by poor, I just mean that, like, they didn't really teach you motivation. Moving there from my last school district, I had to repeat a lot of classes because they weren't as academically advanced or academically catering as my last school district, which kind of sucked because I feel like socially the school district I moved to was better for me. Just because, socially I was an outcast, okay? But academically, my last school district was way better. I feel like if I had stayed in my last school district, I probably would have graduated top 10% of my class, but I graduated 88 of 360. But yeah, I honestly didn't want to go to college. My brother passed away, my older brother passed away when I was 16. So almost 3 years ago in March. And after that, I gave up a lot. You know, I had failed the 10th grade because of absences. And half of that was because of just being depressed and staying home a lot. And half of that was just because I have a lot of health issues. And I can go into depth in that later. But a lot of my health issues kind of prevent me from feeling the best. But I gained a lot of weight. I got up there in the 300, range, just below. And I just did not want to go to college. I was like, heck college. I didn't feel like I was smart enough to go to college. And sometimes I still don't. Academically, I really struggled my first semester. I didn't know how to write an MLA format paper. I didn't know how to write an APA format paper. I didn't know how to cite my sources. Things like that. Like it was a big challenge academically for me. But I ended up applying. So I originally wanted to go to makeup school and be like a makeup artist because I felt like that was the one thing that I was actually like okay at. And you can see my makeup's done right now. But my eyelash is falling off. Excuse me. Yeah, so I would say I kind of gave up. But my senior year, I kind of decided that college was something I needed to try, at least. And I felt like I really needed out of the town where I was, so I didn't go to community college. I went straight to a university. Again, not the best choice based on where I came from. But I really needed out of the town that I was in. And so I took my SAT in my second semester of senior year, which is rough. I did really good on my SAT. I made higher than David Hogg, so I should be at Harvard right now. But, no tea. Anyway, yeah, I did really good on my SAT, and I applied to 4 colleges second semester of my senior year. One of them I didn't get into because I couldn't afford the application fee, and they didn't accept my waiver or whatever. So I applied to Texas State University, which I ended up not going to because I felt like that was too much of a party school, and being someone who's never really experienced a lot, I didn't want to be distracted by drugs and alcohol. And then I was accepted to University of North Texas, which I had originally accepted to go to, but I was unable to afford it, and it was 6 hours from home, and I don't even like driving an hour. And I didn't like the, I'm from a really rural town, trees everywhere. And University of North Texas up in Denton near Dallas was lots of concrete, very industrial, and it didn't feel like somewhere like I would feel at home. So I ended up accepting my acceptance to Sam Houston State University, which I loved so much because it was a closed campus, one of those campuses you can't drive through. And I don't know, it just felt like home, but not home. I love that school so much. It's very quiet. There's lots of things to do. I'm in a couple clubs and organizations, so I'm having fun. My dogs are barking. Okay, anyway, yeah, I had originally planned to major in history because I'm a history lover. It was the only kind of subject I really liked and enjoyed and paid attention to and did all my homework for. And I wanted to minor in secondary education. So basically what that means was I wanted to be a history teacher for high school, which I still kind of want to do. That's still a dream of mine. And I know a lot of people are like, why do you want to be a teacher? They don't get paid that much. Well, first off, hopefully that changes because I know school districts get a certain amount of money, and out of that they take teachers' salaries. that obviously needs to change because teachers do so much, you know. The reason I wanted to be a teacher was because I had some really good teachers that really changed my life in high school. You know, Mr. Harms, Mr. Rose, both of which were history teachers. You know, I just had some really good teachers that really changed my life and changed my perspective on how the world works. And I think as a teacher, you know, like, I don't want to have a worksheet. As a student, I don't want to have a worksheet pushed in front of me and, like, my teacher just sit down at a desk and be like, turn it in when you're done. That, to me, I'm not learning anything. I'm just learning how to memorize things. I'm a very hands-on learner. So the teachers that I had, they were the kind of teachers who were, like, Mr. Harms, for example, was one of those history teachers where, like, if we were learning about speakeasies, he was going to make his classroom into a speakeasy secretly. And then, you know, at the end, he'd be like, oh, this was a lesson the whole time. So things like that, like, I think that's one of the best ways for a student to learn. And Mr. Rose, you know, he was my government and economics teacher. And first day of class, he came in and was like, look, y'all, I'm not teaching y'all this dumb curriculum. I'm going to teach y'all to do taxes and how to vote and all this stuff. Like, this is how he actually talks. I'm not even being exaggerating. I love you, Mr. Rose. But, you know, and that was one of the best things he could have done for us. You know, I learned how to do my like W-2 tax sheet and all of that stuff. And, you know, if there was something going on, like a hot topic in government, such as the kneeling for the national anthem or school shootings, stuff like that, like, he had us write down or have an open discussion about it. And I think that was really important. And he was really respectful of people who had, like, differing beliefs. And he wanted to hear what everybody had to say. And I think as a teacher like that, like, you're allowing your students to feel like they're heard. And I feel like a lot of students don't feel heard anymore. Like, you're just kind of told to shut up. No, you can't go to the bathroom. You should have gone during lunch. Well, I didn't have to pee during lunch. I could go on a rant about that all day long. Anyway, so the reason I switched to political science was actually because there was a school shooting my senior year of high school at my high school. And unfortunately, it was so late in the year that ended up being the last day of my scholastic career. So that really kind of sucks. Like, I didn't really get that last day of school experience. And I can go, again, like, a lot of the things, like, I'm kind of vaguely introducing, I can go into depth about in other videos if you want me to, but basically, you know, you had the kids who went, you know, pro-gun, you had the kids who went gun reform. And I was raised with guns. I know that guns are for self-defense and not killing people. So I went the pro-gun route, but I think that's why a lot of people think I'm super conservative, because I do love our guns, you know, like, I love going out with my, like, one of my dad and I's, like, dates thing, like, daddy-daughter dates is shooting guns. And I don't know, like, I personally, guns are part of our Constitution. Not much I can say more. But yeah, I ended up switching to political science because that's kind of where I was going in a work and political activist way. You know, I worked with Governor Abbott of Texas, Senator Cruz of Texas. You know, I'm working for the congressman up in, you know, the 8th district. You know, Representative Brady. I'm part of the Brady Bunch. I cringed a little bit saying that. So yeah, I don't know. I think that's just kind of the way I'm going, and I don't know if I'm fit for that. Do you guys see this? I have a really thick lens in my left eye, so it looks like my head is, like, caved in. Anyway, that was a tangent. I don't know if I'm fit for politics. I guess I will find out in the years to come. I know a lot of people have told me to go for a law degree, which I worry about just because of the academic level that I was at in high school. Like, I don't know. But yeah. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe you'll see me in the House one day. Not your House. The United States House of Representatives. Do you guys see this? My makeup like caked. 2 seconds. Got it and it made it worse. I'll be right back. Okay, so basically I just ran my makeup brush over it and it still looks terrible. But anyway, let's keep going. Let me casually sit on this. What? You'll find that I'm not like a super, like I can be serious, but when it comes to like videos and stuff, I'm pretty, and yeah, I joke around a lot. Seriously, is like your tongue supposed to be purple? Or am I just like colorblind? Let me know. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. Let me know what you guys like want me to do videos on in the future. I have a couple ideas, but I just want to know what you guys want to hear from me. So, and by you guys, again, I mean like the 2 followers that I have. Anyway, okay. I'll see you guys later.